What is up, everybody, and welcome back to a shocking and interesting video on this channel. Today is who will dethrone Maxxine Dupri. If you told me, and I really mean this, if you told me that out of Maxxine Dupri and Chad Gable back at, let's just say, right before WrestleMania 40, that Maxxine Dupri would be the first one with a singles title, I might have called you stupid. I cannot believe it, but Maxxine Dupri has one singles gold. Now, I'm very happy for her. I do see a transitional champion coming in, but I think taking chances like this is perfect. But I am very happy for her. I probably should have realized she was actually going to win the gold when they had the thing of, I'm going to have a match with you in the next upcoming weeks. Because when they do that usually, we get people winning championships. So happy for Maxxine Dupri, happy to see it happen. And yeah, let's get started. I have 10 people, 10 groups of people. Not actually groups. Like you'll see in a second. But let's just get started. Let's start off with tier 4. If you're a fan on this channel, you know there's a tier list with every person we have. We have different tiers, and basically in every tier, if there is more than one person, this tier there is not. But they would have it where you can probably move people around in that tier, and I wouldn't argue with you. I would say in tier 4, you could work into the story to make Ivy Nile feel like a threat, to make Ivy Nile get a singles title. It could happen. Do I see it happening? Not really. That's why she's the 10th on this list, because don't really see it happening. And to be honest with you, Ivy Nile, to me, haven't seen anything of it. Haven't seen American Made. Feels like it's almost disbanded at this point, and it was a big flop because Chad Gable got injured. Let's start off with tier 3, which are all people that are on the wrong brand but could work if they come back. Starting off with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. So some of these tiers, I am going to have two people in one kind of thing. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, I'm going to say whoever turns heel could be the one to do it. I don't see Maxxine Dupri turning heel. I see Maxxine Dupri being an all-time babyface. So if there is a heel in Alexa Bliss, is there a heel in Charlotte Flair? Then maybe those two could go after Maxxine Dupri for the title later on. I do have a feeling that Maxxine Dupri could lose his title in less than a month, or Maxxine Dupri could hold this till right before Mania. I just feel like at Mania, it might be a little crazy. So Flair versus Alexa Bliss, whoever turns heel, maybe goes after the title. I think this one makes total sense. I think Lash Legend and Nia Jax could work. It's just, again, wrong brand. These are two heels that could work really well going against a Nia Jax or going against a Maxxine Dupri. I think, if you want to be honest, with the US title, I think this can happen because they both feel strong, and I feel like to get them into some conversation, some movement, you should put them with one of them with a title. I think you would go Nia Jax, and then you have Nia Jax being the one to really dethrone and be the strong, dominant heel. It just makes sense, and they could really do a storyline of Maxxine Dupri, and I could see it, and I think a transitional move with Nia Jax and Lash Legend to Raw would be pretty nice. And last but certainly not least in this tier, we have Julia. Now, my thing I put here for Julia is that maybe she tries to reinvent herself in the sense of maybe there is a movement to go to Raw. Maybe she does it. I don't know. I feel like she would go again for the U.S. title. It kind of sucks how they ended her reign, and I really want to see something new from Julia because I don't want to see anything really bad and Julia gets stuck in limbo. So I'm going to mention Julia here. Tier 2, heels to a babyface, just makes sense. That's what this tier is called. There's two different people, not counting Asuka and Kairi here. Asuka and Kairi, I feel like they're heels on the same brand as Maxxine Dupri. That could work. The reason why they're tier 2 is because there's nothing going on with them at all with Maxxine Dupri, and they have the tag titles. So maybe Asuka in the future loses the tag titles and she goes for singles gold, and maybe that's where she wins it against Maxxine Dupri. This again is a shocking win that I feel like feels a little transitional, to be honest with you. So I can't fully say for now that Maxxine Dupri will have it long enough for Asuka and them to lose the title, but I still need to mention. In my opinion, Bayley would be interesting because Bayley has this persona where she's half evil, half good, or whatever. So could we see a full heel turn Bayley happen to beat a Maxxine Dupri, and then we get another storyline entering WrestleMania of Bayley versus Lyra? I see it happening. I think they could go a different route, and then they could have just Becky versus AJ Lee happen at Mania with no title on the line. It feels like they're not going to give a title to AJ Lee for the next coming future, only because it really feels like they kind of just want to treat her like a part-timer. So I'm going to mention Bayley here. I think it would, again, make sense, and it could be a full heel turn Bayley. We have 4 favorites for you. And when I say favorites, I mean because there's certain ways they can go about it for each individual person. This is what I truly see. I think they're all tied for number 1, if you want to be honest. We could go Becky Lynch. Maybe the end goal is Becky beating up Maxxine Dupri, going evil, being eviler, and destroying a Maxxine Dupri to win the title back. And then you have an AJ Lee pissed off about Becky Lynch, and then we get Becky Lynch obviously going after or getting beaten up by AJ Lee in a match, and then AJ Lee wins gold. It could be structured that sets up maybe Maxxine Dupri has this for a month or 2. Becky Lynch gets a rematch, win, and then ultimately the first ever match is AJ Lee and Becky Lynch at Mania. So they could go that route. I see him going that route, but let's talk about 3 others if they go a different route. It's hard to not put Nikki Bella 1, if you want to be honest with you. Heel Nikki Bella, it feels like they have to do something with her, and if there's going to be anything done with her, it feels like it can't be the world title with Stephanie Vaquer or Vaque, if you're, was it Vaque? No, Vaque, I think that's what she said. Mispronouncing the mispronounce is nice. It just feels like Nikki Bella would be a perfect heel to go after mid-card in Maxxine Dupri. It would kind of show legends with it, and it would probably get eyes on it since everyone loves Nikki Bella in the sense of, you know, legend, not anymore probably since she's heel. So I'm going to at least throw her in here, and to be honest with you, makes a lot of sense. So I really see this one happening. It's just, will they go a different route that I think is the right route? I think that it's, again, all tied number 1 depending on the route, but I really want these next 2 to happen. I feel like it's hard for me not to put Raquel number 1. I mean, obviously they're all on the same tier, but these last 2 are as tight as they could be. I mean, it's probably 49.9 to 50.1, like in who I would choose. So Raquel Rodriguez, I'm going to throw up here. I feel like not a squash, but at least having a hard heel. Raquel Rodriguez saying, I'm not, you know, obviously she's going for the world title, but saying, I'm not going to act like I'm getting beat. I can't let this happen. I'm going full on destructive. And she just destroys Maxxine Dupri. I really like that, and I want that to happen, and I think Raquel Rodriguez does deserve a singles title run at this point. She's done really well. She's looked really great, and I think would work well. But I wonder what would happen with Liv. So my other part of this is Roxanne Perez. I think if they go the Judgment Day route, I think it could be really good. I think Roxanne Perez also with the title is probably the best option. Young, up-and-comer, got second in the Royal Rumble, has done really good, been in the Elimination Chamber match, went in the Money in the Bank match. I think it just makes sense. It's just when will they pull the trigger on Roxanne Perez? Now, in my opinion, there is an argument for her to go for it and actually win the world title if it would be like Liv Morgan with the world title, which could happen SummerSlam. But if they go this route, Roxanne Perez, which that's why I think they might go Raquel since she's kind of a vet compared to Roxanne Perez, or even the Nikki Bella route. But Roxanne Perez, I feel like they give her the IC title, and then you can go 2 different ways. You could go maybe Mania, it's against Bayley, it's against Lyra, it's against, I'm trying to think of baby faces. Even Raquel, what if we get a babyface Raquel on that end? But the other way you go about it is Liv Morgan. I mean, it would make a pretty big sense to go Liv Morgan with Roxanne Perez at Mania. Now, funny enough, in the past, I have predicted that Roxanne Perez would get the title, and then it would be Roxanne Perez versus Liv Morgan because it just makes sense to give Liv Morgan a title, probably at Mania. And I thought it was always going to be the IC title until I started thinking, who's going to be my Royal Rumble winners, especially after Queen of the Ring with Jade Cargill. It felt like it was 100% Liv Morgan. Now, to be honest with you, my issue I'm having when I'm doing all my predictions is, does Bianca Belair win the Chamber then? So now I'm starting to think, I don't know if Liv Morgan's going to win the Royal Rumble. So what they could do, and what I said they should probably do at Mania, is Liv Morgan versus Roxanne Perez. And now, what if with the IC title? What if it's a triple threat with Roxanne, Raquel, and Liv Morgan? I see it. I really do. So I think it's one of the top 4 options I chose. I think those are the only 4 I could see going on right now. But also, I never saw Maxxine Dupri going to be the one to dethrone Becky Lynch. So WWE can throw a curveball last second when they decide to. So other than that, if you guys enjoyed, let me know what you think down in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.